Every year, over 60 million tons of soybean oil are extracted globally, making it the most consumed vegetable oil on Earth. But behind that golden liquid in plastic bottles lies one of the most chemically intense and highly mechanized processes in the modern food industry. From the heart of industrial zones in China, the US, Brazil, and India, soybeans are processed at incredible speeds, volumes, and pressures, not only to extract oil, but also to create a wave of byproducts like soy meal, soy lecithin, soy milk, and even tofu. In this video, we go deep inside the industrial-scale production of soybean oil, breaking down what really happens to every single bean and what's left behind. Because in the soybean world, nothing is wasted. Every gram has a price. And every byproduct is part of a global supply chain feeding humans, animals, and industries alike. The journey begins with raw soybeans, harvested mostly in North and South America, especially Brazil, Argentina, and the US. These beans are shipped in bulk to massive crushing plants, where the first step is cleaning and dehulling. Stones, dirt, and dust are removed, and the outer hull is separated. The cleaned soybeans are then cracked, rolled, and flaked into thin pieces to increase surface area for oil extraction. Then comes the critical step, oil extraction. And this is where chemistry meets controversy. Most industrial plants use hexane, a petroleum-based solvent, to extract the oil from the flakes. Hexane allows for extremely high oil recovery, up to 99% efficiency. The flakes are soaked in hexane, and the oil is separated, then the solvent is evaporated, collected, and reused in a closed-loop system. What's left is crude soybean oil and defatted soy meal. The crude oil still contains impurities like phospholipids, waxes, and free fatty acids. So it enters the refining stage, which includes degumming, neutralization, bleaching, and deodorization. This process removes color, odor, and unwanted chemicals, leaving behind the light golden oil we recognize in stores. But the refining process itself introduces new concerns, such as the formation of trans fats, chemical residues, and nutrient loss. Still, the result is a product that's cheap, shelf-stable, and neutral in flavor, ideal for deep frying, margarine, shortening, and packaged foods. Soybean oil isn't just for food. It's also a raw material in cosmetics, biodiesel, printing inks, paints, and industrial lubricants. In some regions, more soybean oil is used to power vehicles than to cook meals. But what happens to the rest of the bean? That's where the byproducts become big business. Soy meal is the first major byproduct. Once the oil is extracted, the remaining cake is toasted and ground into a high-protein powder. This soybean meal is the world's most important animal feed protein, used in poultry, pig, dairy, and aquaculture systems across the globe. In fact, over 75% of the global soybean crop is grown for animal feed, not human consumption. It's used as an emulsifier in chocolate, margarine, infant formula, and pharmaceuticals. Lecithin improves texture, prevents separation, and extends shelf life. It's also used in non-food products like paints and lubricants. Soy milk and tofu are human consumption byproducts created from whole or defatted soy flour. In industrial operations, leftover soy materials from oil crushing are often processed into soy milk base, used in plant-based beverages. This soy milk can then be coagulated with magnesium chloride or calcium sulfate to form tofu. Factories pump out tons of tofu daily, from ultra-soft silken blocks to firm pressed bricks packaged for retail. It's protein-dense, low in fat, and increasingly in demand in vegan and vegetarian diets worldwide. Beyond tofu, textured vegetable protein, TVP, is produced from soy flour. It's made by cooking and extruding defatted soy meal under high pressure, forming meat-like granules that are rehydrated into burger patties, nuggets, or sausages. TVP is cheap, shelf-stable, and used in school lunches, emergency food supplies, and processed meats. Even soy whey, a byproduct from tofu production, is not wasted. It's often dried and processed into animal feed or used in fermented products like soy-based yogurts and condiments. Meanwhile, in biodiesel plants, refined soybean oil is transesterified into fatty acid methyl esters, FAME, the primary component of biodiesel. Glycerin, another byproduct from this reaction, is refined and sold for use in soap and pharmaceutical manufacturing. The reality is that modern soybean processing is one of the most efficient industrial systems ever built. Every ton of soybeans produces roughly 190 kg of oil, 90 years of soy meal, to 15 kg of soy lecithin. Numerous secondary products in animal feed, personal care, and biofuels. But with efficiency comes environmental and health concerns. Hexane extraction is effective but controversial. Inhalation exposure is dangerous, and while most residues are evaporated off, trace contamination is still debated. And as soy shows up in thousands of packaged products under names like vegetable oil, lecithin, or protein isolate, many consumers don't realize how pervasive this one crop has become. Yet from a production standpoint, it's hard to deny the scale and profitability of the soybean oil industry. With demand rising in both the East and West, manufacturers continue to expand capacity. China, India, Brazil, and the US dominate this space, and more than ever, soy is powering economies, not just kitchens. This is the industrial food chain in motion, where one crop becomes oil, feed, protein, fuel, and finance all at once. This is Next Harvest Network. We go behind the curtain of global agriculture, showing you what really feeds the world. If you found this breakdown informative, subscribe to the channel. Share this video with anyone working in food, farming, or agribusiness. Drop a comment below. Should we explore how cold-pressed soy oil stacks up against chemical extraction? Or investigate how small-scale soy processors in Africa or Asia can compete ethically in this complex value chain? The soybean isn't just a bean. It's an empire. And now you know how it runs.